Brilliance Audio presents Anyone But Cade by Penelope Bloom. Performed by Lauren Sweet and Tim Page. My hometown of West Valley, North Carolina, tried its hardest to be like all the idyllic small towns in TV shows. That meant regular, loosely justified public gatherings were at least a weekly occurrence. Sure, we still got together on Main Street for legitimate holidays, like the 4th of July and our pre-Halloween costume bash. But we also got together for slightly less objectively important holidays, like Pig Week. Pig Week was a 5-day event where everyone could bring their best pigs to compete in everything from beauty pageants to competitive eating. The whole thing was very inclusive. Pigs of all shapes, sizes, backgrounds, and talents could find an event they stood a chance in. The list of increasingly questionable reasons we gathered also included a town-wide game of hide-and-seek, a drunken painting contest, a baking competition, and our own version of American Idol. We even tried to do a kind of Survivor thing one year, but too many people got diarrhea from eating wild berries. Oh, and Taylor Hollis broke his ass falling out of a tree when a fox he'd mistaken for a mountain lion woke him up in the middle of the night. Nobody could figure out how a 70-year-old man with a hip replacement got up in the tree to begin with, though. One of my many highly important duties as sheriff's deputy of a small town was to patrol and supervise any town gatherings. In practice, that just meant I got paid to attend the event in uniform, throw down a complimentary beer or two, and join in for the festivities. It was a particularly hot Sunday in the butt crack of summer, and everyone was gathering in the shaded basin of the river. Almost everyone.
I couldn't decide if the third beer had been the mistake, or if it was the fourth. I knew one thing for certain. Whichever beer made me think it was a good idea to drink the 11th had been the problem. Or maybe the real mistake was starting the fight. The guy had the nerve to... well, shit. He'd had the nerve to do something that required a lot of nerve. I knew as much because I specifically remember getting off my bar stool, turning and pointing as I said, "You've got a lot of nerve, asshole." I assumed I'd hit him after that point because my knuckles looked red and scuffed up. Judging by the fact that I wasn't hurting anywhere else, I'd say I'd done a pretty damn good job of it, too. From the looks of things, I'd had to make a run for it and bolted out into the night. Maybe I had chased him? I realized I hadn't made it far when I turned around and saw a crowd of people standing behind me just outside the bar. A few of them were on their phones. "Party's over," I said loudly. "I'm getting the hell out of here." My little brother Nick stepped forward from the crowd. His normally neat hair was in disarray and falling in front of his glasses. "Pretty sure you're not supposed to leave right now? People already called the cops." "Cops? You mean Iris and her little boyfriend?" Thinking about her new partner made a surge of anger roll through me. He was a pretty boy, and I bet Iris liked riding around town with him. Fuck. I wished my head would stop spinning. I could feel myself swaying as I stood. And where was the girl I'd done the couple swim with? Jenna? Jayla? I put my hand to my forehead and tried to shake some of the alcohol out of my system, but all it did was make me dizzier. The only thing I remembered for sure was the call I'd gotten right before deciding to get plastered. I wasn't exactly in a prime mental state, but I was pretty sure the news I'd been given was what had led to the 11 beers. I just couldn't quite remember what had been so traumatizing that I'd had to get plastered to clear my head. "Probably," Nick said. "And something tells me Iris will love the excuse to toss you in a cell for a few nights." "What, is the guy dead?" "What guy?" asked Nick. I held up my scuffed knuckles. "The owner of the ass I kicked?"